Okay, I think I am now live. Okay, let me get my camera back up. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, when you're finished, click return. Okay, so it looks like I am live. I think I am live now. Okay, I think I got the chat going. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. So, I want to watch it over here. Okay, because there's some lag time over there. So, this is my favorite machine. I do have a computerized machine. I have the Singer Quantum Stylus Touch. But this machine here, the Kenmore model 1941 zigzag sewing machine, is my favorite. It's it's my heavy duty machine. If I'm doing lightweight stuff like working with light material like something silky, I'll use my computerized. I'll also use it on my Kenmore, but I'll use my Kenmore whenever I am sewing something like denim or something that's really thick and where there might be some resistance. With the computerized machine, as soon as it experiences some resistance, it'll stop sewing and you'll get an error message. But this one, as long sometimes I have to um, use the hand wheel to get the needle to go down, but that is about it. So right now I don't have any feet on it. I don't have the thread in it. Just wanted to give an overview. I know this is probably one of my biggest videos. One of my biggest videos is, well, the videos with the largest amount of views is the one about the Kenmore. And so I have the Kenmore, this machine. I'm going to say this is considered a high shank presser foot, which is, if I can show, which is where the connector for the sewing machine is way up here versus a low shank presser foot. Let's see if I can find one. There it goes. See that? So that's low and that's high. So the Kenmore takes these high shank. I think that's the proper term for it. But I have them all in this box right here. Okay, so the feet that I use the most, so it has a zipper foot. I have not used the zipper on here on this machine. It has a straight stitch foot, which is this right here, and it also has the regular presser foot. This is the one I use most times because I just need to have some room. So one of my videos I showed how to thread it. I believe I did, but I'm going to show how to thread this machine again. I'm looking for some thread that I can use. Okay, I'm just going to take the thread off of this bobbin. With these machines, you need the metal bobbins. You can't use the plastic ones. It has to be these metal ones. And so up here on the, if I can get my machine right, let's go up here some and look down. Oh Lord, here we go. We could do this. We can do this. This is my first YouTube live. Usually live on Facebook. Okay, so your thread bobbin will go into one of these spools right here, one of these hangers. And there's a little stick right here. I don't know what this is called, so I'm sure there's proper names for them. I don't know. So I usually pop that on there. And then I take the thread. I don't know, I can't get a good picture of it. I take the thread and then I go in front of this little round spool and then I go back to the bobbin and I go inside and up through one of these holes. If I can get it up in the hole. There. Then I snap it on and push this little lever forward. And while I have it forward, I hold this and I put the hand wheel over here. You want to pull out. It'll still wind the bobbin if it's pushed in, but then your needle will go up and down, and that can be pretty annoying. So I pull it out like this, and then I slowly wind it, and then I let it go. There you go. Okay, so I need some scissors. Don't mind my junky room, my studio. You cut. Okay. So I think I've been putting my bobbin in my the bobbin holder wrong. So I've been doing like the letter P. I've been holding my thread like the shape a letter P and then popping it in there. I think that's the wrong way. So what it should be doing is it should be the letter J hanging and then pop in there. I don't know where I got the letter P from. So there. And that's good thread tension. See, as you shake it, thread bobbin goes down. That's good thread tension. So then you, as you hold it in your hand, you hold this little lever open. And let me see if I can get, I'm going to lower this down here. So you can get in there. You hold this with the lever open and you slide it in there and you hear a little click. So slide it on, click it, and it's in there. Then I close my case there. So then now it would be to thread the machine. I hope you can see it. Okay, one watching now, maybe that's me, I have no idea. So so from the thread spool, you come over to this little silver thing right here, and you just kind of go underneath it and you pop it through this little hook. It's like a little paper clip, but you pop it around there, and then you just take it around. So there's all of these, there's names for it. In my other video, I say all the names for it. I don't know the names at this moment, but you just take it around through this little slit, and I usually hold my spool thread so that it doesn't go anywhere, and I just lift it up until the thread kind of goes up around. There's like this little lip right here. So I'm going to hold it there. Now the thread, so there's like another little, looks like a little paper clip bent. It goes up and down right here. Shoot. Okay. And it's going up and down. Saying hello, people. Fix me. So I'm going to bring up my take up lever. I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top. I'm just going to go around. When I first got my machine, I was actually trying to thread it through this hole like it was a needle, the eye of a needle. And then I realized there was a slit there. So it just goes right in there. So then you take it down through this little clip right here, pop it in there, pop it through the left side. Here's the thread. I got it on the right side. Take it into the left side. Let's go back down to the bottom of my machine. Yeah. And then I'm going to go around. There's like these little U-shaped metal pieces right there. And the machine is now threaded, but I have to put my presser foot on. So I'm going to go ahead. So the thing is with this, even though this is all the needle, the hand wheel doesn't control the presser foot arm, you have to actually like stick your finger underneath there. And be careful because it can hurt because there's this little piece of metal sticking out there. But you have to lift this up to get the foot to go under and to slide up in between the screw. I gotta put my foot down. Here we go. slide up in there. It's nice and snug. Take the little lever that's in the back and you're going to lift it up. So when this lever in the back is up, it's locked, and you push the lever down, your foot drops and you can take it out. So there, that's that. I'm not going to thread it right now. So I want to go over to one thing I like about this machine, and it's these stitches. Okay, hopefully, I'm lifting this up rather than lifting okay. So the bottom, let's go like this. This bottom reel here is your stitch length, and then this wheel at the top is your width and your special stitches. So right along here, there's orange and white markings. So and that corresponds to this orange dot right here. So when you have this on the orange, depending on how you're going around the wheel, and will pick the stitch that you want. So for a straight stitch, I just keep it on the red orange dot in the white square, and then an orange dot with the white square this is just the orange circle right here. Excuse me. So say for example I wanted to do a zigzag stitch. I would keep it here in the middle where this red dot is. Hopefully, I hope that's clear. I can't tell on the screen. I hope. I don't know. I can't tell. Okay. I'm waiting for my screen to catch up with me. I don't think that's a good picture. But if you have one of these machines, you would see what I'm talking about. So for a straight stitch, but I wanted a zigzag, I'm just going to turn the outside knob and it goes from 1 to 4. And that determines how wide the stitch goes back and forth. If I keep it on the orange circle, it's just going to give me a straight stitch. Now if I wanted to do if I wanted to finish my edge and do an overlock stitch, the overlock is this orange. So you can see if there's one that's this orange here. And it's the second one. So I would look for that orange on the inside of this wheel here. And so I will turn it there like that, and it'll do that orange stitch. Now if I want the stitch next to it that looks like the little mountains, I can't remember what that stitch is called. To get the white stitch, I have to take this lever and turn it over to the white dot. So another stitch that I've used a lot is this mending stitch. And so it looks like if you doing woodworking outside, lattice, it looks like a lattice symbol. So that's on the white, that's the white side. And I would also have to make sure you set your width, because if you keep it at the orange circle, even though you're on a white stitch, I don't think you're going to get anything. So that is that. So what I've done is just look through my manual, play around with my stitches. Usually I just do the overlock. I do have a serger, but I use the overlock on this one if I don't feel like pulling out the serger, and I use the zigzag. And I'm always messing with the stitch length. So a 6 is the widest length. That's the longest length that you have. And if you put it on the orange square next to the 0, the fabric does not move. So your feet dogs, I think that's called. Excuse me if I'm wrong. They don't move. And I usually put it on like between 10 and 8. And I really don't know how that translates to the electronic machines where you can put it on 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, those stitch lengths. So this is something different. What I do is I usually stitch something I look at it, see if it's an attractive stitch that's going to work for that piece, and if it is, then I keep it at that. If I'm basting something, if I want to make sure that, if I'm not sure that the two pieces are going to, if I'm not putting something together properly, I will put it on the 6. I'll put it on 6 because that's going to give me the longest stitch, and the longest stitch is easier to rip out with the seam ripper. So, oh, before I go, one thing that I do like about the, I think this is a great machine for quilting. Let me show you why. Because of this piece right here. So hopefully this, when you get one of these machines that comes with all the feet and this arm, this is an arm for, it's a quilting arm. That's what I'm calling it. But this white piece right here fits on your shank. And I'll show you up here. Oh, let me do it right here. So it goes like this. Here's your shank right here, your foot. It just snaps right onto this shank right here. And then so when you stitch your first line, and then you take this little hockey stick and you place it on the line. You place it on the previous stitch line. And as long as this line stays on that previous stitch line, your next stitch will be the same length, and you just keep doing that because each you'll have parallel stitches. So that's good for quilting, and so you don't move it. So if you want, if you want your stitches to be an inch apart, you place this hockey stick an inch from your stitching line, and then you stitch. If you want it to be 3 inches, you do your first stitch, and then you set your hockey stitch 3 inches away from your your needle, and then every time you follow that previous stitch line, it'll be exactly the same distance between them, which would be 3 inches. So I felt was a lifesaver when it came to quilting, because then I didn't have to use chalk to draw lines on my fabric. So I did like this, and I hope I caught that. Oh gosh, I hope I caught that in the picture. So anywho, this is my first YouTube live video, and I'm sure it was a disaster, but with practice, you know what? With practice, everything gets better, right? So that's all I got to say about that. So happy sewing. Thanks for watching.